teamwork at the local level doing double duty, in addition to the state agencies and the men and women in this room. The local partnership in this is going to be critical. It's our local elected officials who have the authority under state law to mandate evacuations. And we really want to make sure that through this entire hurricane season, we are maintaining that contact with them. We need our media partners to be paying attention to the weather as well and sharing that information with our citizens. We cannot have any missteps in evacuation. As the governor mentioned, we want safe evacuations. And how we used to be able to put 50 people on a bus, that number may be down to 15 now. So we're working very close with the comptroller and the state procurement team to make sure that the right resources and enough of those resources are available. But this will mean earlier evacuation than what we may have normally seen in the past. And frankly, it may also mean evacuations for storms that we might not have evacuated in the past for. Our communication over this hurricane season is going to be extremely critical because of COVID-19. The state teams have done a remarkable job of making sure that we have plenty of personal protective equipment and cleaning supplies available. Our local partners are helping us with shelter. Our federal partners are helping us with hotels and motels. And as people ready their preparedness kits, this is a message of preparedness today. As you prepare your family's evacuation plan, if you live in an area that you may need to evacuate from, think about your personal protective equipment, think about masks, think about hand sanitizer, think about all of those things that you would want to make sure that the environment you're going into is as clean and safe as the environment that you are coming from. Our local officials will be key to this, and I'm very grateful for their partnership. So thank you.
Thank you. And now, General Tracy Norris.
Yes, sir. Thank you. The Texas Military Department is currently involved in multiple complex operations. However, hurricane season is never far from our minds, and we have been preparing and are prepared for this anticipated storm season. We recently conducted our annual hurricane rehearsal exercise in conjunction with Department of Emergency Management as well as other state agencies in order to review appropriate courses of action concerning equipment and personnel needed in a variety of given scenarios. For Cristobal, as we do with every storm, we have coordinated with the Texas Division of Emergency Management in developing concepts of operations in anticipation of landfall. We have identified available personnel and equipment that may be required to respond, and they will be positioned in a location to quickly deploy if needed. Our mission-ready packages can rapidly be dispersed anywhere in the state. I assure you the Texas Military Department, which is your Texas National Guard and State Guard, are ready and able to support Governor Abbott and the citizens of Texas with a ready force that is manned, equipped, and trained for this mission. We are always ready, we're always there, and we are Texans serving Texas.
Thank you. Now we'll open up for a few questions. All right, have a good day. I was going to say, Rudy, Shirley, you got a question. What's the...
I'm trying to be nicer in this age. You mentioned how difficult and how this is so much different from other storms that we've had. What have you personally said to the rank and file that are out there that will have to be responding to this? What is your message to them to protecting themselves?
So we spoke to local leaders, and we've spoken to all the different groups that will be responding to this. And a key focal point that we wanted to remind them of is the potential for exposure to COVID-19. So as they approach this particular response, they need to do so strategically in ways to ensure that COVID-19 is not spread. This cannot be a type of event that would lead to a mass expansion of COVID-19. Instead, Texas, and the ability to contain that, will be the way that the public responds to this particular storm.
Building on that, are you worried? I mean, there's so much that's happening right now, from social unrest to the storm, COVID-19. You're trying to reopen the state. We're heading up a new phase and all that. Have you given thought to suspending this new phase?
So I had the opportunity to speak with Dr. Birx of the White House Coronavirus Response Team about this very issue 2 days ago as we talked about the potential for wider spread of COVID-19 coming from the large amount of protesters who are gathered so closely together. When you have that many people that close together for such a long period of time, that is the type of situation that could lead to the spread of COVID-19. One of our responses to that is on Monday. We will be locating additional testing operations in areas near and around those areas where protests have taken place so that we can better assess the extent to which the protest may have led to an expansion of COVID-19. Separate from that, of course, now we're dealing with potential evacuations and potential responses to this tropical storm. And so that accelerates the concerns about the concern for the spread of COVID-19. Bottom line is we just need to wait and see what the numbers look like. Our hope and our focal point will be that everybody will be doing what is necessary to minimize the expansion of COVID-19 and allow us to continue to open up Texas for business.
Governor, I know you call for the resignation of some DOT county officials over racist social media posts. But more broadly, what is your diagnosis of why people in your party who hold these views have been able to elevate to these positions of leadership?
Listen, the only point is not a broad point, but it's a narrow point. And the narrow point is this, and that is the death of George Floyd is a travesty, and it's a result of a criminal act. And it should not be the subject of any of these conspiracy theories, and it's irresponsible for anyone to promote some conspiracy theory of what is otherwise a brutal act of police violence.
Before we get off topic here, any more questions about the hurricane? We do need to get this information out. Any more questions about the hurricane?
So what degree do you expect this storm to impact Houston, especially with the reporting Memorial on Monday and Tuesday where people in the community?
So right now, at worst, it would be a minimal rain event, with the emphasis being right now. We'll just need to see which way that it tracks, so we will know more about that in 24 to 48 hours.
Do you have any protocols or plans in place if it does have a wobble like you described and shift more towards that area, given everything that's going on?
The planners of that funeral would be in charge of that.
Jason, we've got to go on quick. Does anyone else have anything? I want to, yeah, go ahead.
Chief, you mentioned in regards to the evacuation buses, that the way the strategies are going to have to change. 50 buses, probably down to 10 or 20 someday. What about evacuation centers? If not this storm, the next storm, how are we going to handle evacuation centers? I mean, I remember the ones here in Austin. They were packed with people stacked on top of people. How are we going to handle this thing? Are y'all thinking that?
So absolutely, Rudy, and I really want to thank our federal partners at FEMA working with us and the State Comptroller's Office for contracts and availability for hotels. So a shelter that would have normally held 150 people may only take 50 people right now. Where we used to use the footprint of 60 square foot per person, we're looking at a minimum of 110 square foot per person. So the additional centers we will need more of, working with local partners to get those. But we'll also open up hotels and motels. In the past, hotels and motels were not used as congregate settings during an evacuation. So we will have access to those now earlier on. For people that can drive on their own way, they will still go to a shelter reception hub and then be given maps or of the shelters or the hotels to go to. So we're really comfortable those that are in their cars would be just like driving up through a drive-through testing lane, if you will, to be able to get that testing and then separate them out. The other thing, Rudy, that we're working on in the shelters is additional cleaning teams and additional cleaning supplies and PPE for each one of the shelters.
Jason Walker, real quick, last question, we got to go.
I imagine that a COVID response to a hurricane is much more expensive than a traditional one. If this turns out to be a busy hurricane season for us, what kind of effects is that going to have on state resources, on the budget, things like that?
Well, again, we'll have to see. It's a hypothetical. We don't know how many storms we will have, and so I can't give you some type of mathematical prediction to your question. All I can tell you is this, and that is this team right here and the larger team that we had in the room earlier, they're prepared. They're prepared for a hurricane. They're prepared for the very worst situation. And so whatever nature may bring our way, we're going to be prepared to deal with it.